Hi, I'm Steven Kent, and here's a forward swim tip to help you with navigation. In rough conditions, it can sometimes be hard to spot the marker buoys because of all the chop and waves. A tip to help you with this is to make sure you sight at the top of a wave. At the peak of the wave, you'll have a far greater field of vision. So hopefully that forward swim tip helps you in the choppy conditions. Get out there and give it a go.
Well, it was the kids who had the first opportunity to put into practice the swim tip in the Ocean Kids 200-metre swim. The event also provides an opportunity for the youngsters to practice some water safety and reinforce some really important open water swimming skills. And for the parents, a great way to see their kids with some wonderful smiles across their faces. And speaking of kids, there are a couple of big brave ones in the Step It Up 300.
Well, I am brave. I'd rather not be brave. I actually got a wetsuit fitted and wore it once in the pool and then hung it on the line and she went walkies, man. So, got the old Speedos on, budgie smugglers. Be good to me.
Nerves are actually okay. I'm looking at the course and thinking I might actually be able to do this. I'm feeling all right. I just want to get out there and start and just hope that I get into my rhythm. And I can't wait to be running up that finish chute.
You realise there's heaps of kids here. There's like 6-year-olds.
I've just noticed that, Awen, but you've just reinforced that for me. Thank you so much. Awesome.
And well done to former warrior Awen Guttenbeil for completing the 300 metres, more importantly for competing with Speedos on, as we see Michelle Pickles, a TV presenter, doing a wonderful job and fulfilling a goal for her. Historically, the King of the Bays is a 2.8k swim from Milford Beach on Auckland's North Shore to Takapuna Beach, but due to the adverse weather conditions, the race directors had no choice this year but to shorten it up and take the race to Takapuna Beach. It meant an extra hour's wait for all of the swimmers while they finalised the particular course they would use. The biggest area of concern was the strong northeasterly winds and the impact it may have on the swimmers in terms of pushing them towards the rocks that go along this beautiful coastline. With an hour's delay, the swimmers had accepted the decision and got themselves ready for race 6, the King of the Bays.
Kane, Radford, is it about winning today or is it about simply winning the series?
It's always all about going out there to win. You know, you shouldn't be going out there looking for a second best effort, so you've got to go out there to win.
Bryn Murphy, 4 starts, 4 seconds. What have you got to do to win today?
Get a decent start. I've said it every race so far and been terrible at them, so that's the key to the race today.
Yeah, it should be a good race, I'm hoping. It's a bit choppy out there, so just see what happens.
Cara Baker, you come off the back of a very good national championships in the pool. Are you happy with your form heading into today's race?
Yeah, you know, the 1500 was a really good race for me, and it just shows I do have my long distance still there. And I've had a light week this week, but it'd be interesting this race between me and Charlotte.
Yeah, Charolette Webby, she's an unknown quantity. She's tough, isn't she?
She definitely is. You know, she's been focusing more on the pool, but when it comes down to it, we're both very talented at these ocean swims, and it's just going to be a big fight right till the end.
A reduced distance of just under 1,500 metres. We are away in race 6 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, and great to have so many people deciding to take up the challenge in some adverse weather conditions. Joining me in commentary, former Swimming New Zealand representative Scott Rice.
Look at the conditions. You can see the size of those swells coming in. The northeasterly wind and northeasterly swell as they round the first marker in this 2-lap 600 to 650 metre distance.
And in the light blue caps, the first look at them, our 2 leading female competitors, Cara Baker in the number 1 cap, Charolette Webby in the number 2 cap.
Well, the rain is coming down. It's going to be a fight between these 2 girls right around the course. But the surf skills, I believe, are going to really come through in the end, especially in these conditions. A look at Cara Baker. She's had 2 wins this season, 20 years old, out of Dannevirke, living in the Gold Coast and training with some of the best coaches in Australia.
Well, I think with the reduced distance, the 1,500 metres possibly throws it back into the corner there of Charolette Webby as we go to the front around the second turn of this first lap. Our group of elite men in the green caps.
That's right, so they head back into the shallow waters and back into the break zone. So this turn's going to be interesting, Mark. Few waves starting to roll into the beach.
And the elite athletes that are in the green caps here, very hard to identify, but Dylan Dunlop-Barret, who had a wonderful New Zealand championships in the pool, winning both the 4, the 8 and the 15. Kane Radford, the likes of Steven Kent, and we've also got Philip Ryan in there too. Well, what a field.
Well, Philip Ryan's easy to identify without the sleeves of the wetsuit. But let's take a look here at number 5 and number 1. That is number 1, Kane Radford, and Dylan Dunlop-Barret right alongside him. So a nice shot there, going stroke for stroke.
And Dylan Dunlop-Barret, again, he hasn't had a lot of open water experience, particularly with the wetsuits. But when you do what he did at the National Championships, you know he is in sensational form.
That's right, Mark. He broke Daniel Loader's 800-metre record that had been around for many, many years. He's out of Okura and a one to watch in the pool, especially with 2:12 only next year.
You broke Daniel Loader's 800-metre record. That must be pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel's a king. He's the man, so I'm just happy.
And have you done much open water swimming?
I've come from a surf background, but in terms of open water swimming, now it's my first open water race, so it's sort of a new thing for me.
I wonder if he describes this as fun off the back of a very impressive season. This is Kane Radford, though, towards the front end of the men's race, not far from the finish line, having to navigate his way through some of the back markers.
And those back markers obviously a challenge in themselves, trying to reach the beach and do a good time, so they'll be wanting to get through this tough, rough and tumble water.
And Radford, he'll be desperately looking to try and take this race out, just been named as New Zealand's representative in the open water at the World Championships later in the year.
Whether or not Radford knows he's actually in second place at the moment, what he probably does know is he's in front of Bryn Murphy, and that's very important if he wants to win this series this year.
Amazing, Scott, to think that after 4 races, it's going to come down to this to decide the overall series. And look at the chaos and the carnage. But I tell you what, I think it'll be one swim everybody remembers. At the front end of the field, though, it is Dylan Dunlop-Barret, the 20-year-old, on debut, catches a beautiful wave in. And it's looking like he will take out the victory in somewhat of an upset. And he will be crowned the King of the Bays champion for 2011.
Well, everyone would have said at the start he was probably the favourite, but Radford had so much experience. Radford taking out second place today. He held that position for most of the race. He had so much experience in the open water, but just got pipped on the line there. Philip Ryan rounding out third place. He had a great swim at the State Sand to Surf just 3 weeks ago. He'll probably be happy with that result.
And Matthew Stanley finishing in 4th place, the Youth Olympic champion over 200 metres. Steven Kent getting across the line in a closely fought competition. And young Stefan Tolbert. Bryn Murphy, a disappointing swim, but hey, 1,500 metres. The guy's training for 2.8k.
Wow, what a race amongst those top elite men. And wow, what an upset here. Charolette Webby has taken over and won this event here at the State King of the Bays. This has effectively sealed the series for her. She must be absolutely wrapped.
That is a remarkable swim. Getting a win over Cara Baker on any given day is a great achievement as we see Cara Baker cross the line now in 2nd place. I think she'll accept today the big surf. She was simply outgunned.
My goggles are useless, they were fogging up, so the first lap, me and the boys just sort of stuck together. I don't think anyone could see out there, so... And then on the second lap with all the other ones, when we started lapping people, so we could just sort of follow them.
At what point did you decide to make your move?
I was actually about halfway through the second lap. We all us boys sort of got lost a bit, and then the group, so I thought that was probably the best time to make an attack.
Kane Radford, the nature of open water swimming, it's not always that controlled, and I guess a little bit of a lottery out there today.
Yeah, it definitely was, that's what happens with open water. You got to come expecting anything and everything, and it definitely showed today that, hey, it can just throw something wild at you.
You must be thrilled, though, with the overall series win.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I can be very pleased with. It shows consistency throughout the series, so it's good.
Well, Charolette Webby, congratulations. Absolutely monstered the race.
Thanks. It was so much fun out there, actually. At the start, I was a bit hesitant and stuff, but I think cutting it shorter and the conditions just suited me, so it was awesome feeling, actually. Caught a wave in even, so I'm happy.
Did you have any point where Cara was throughout that entire race?
Yeah, we were together until the first lap, and then just coming around the buoy to start the second, she dropped behind me, but I thought she was just sitting on the feet, so I didn't really want to look. I get a bit nervous, and so I just thought that hopefully I'd have I've been practicing wave catching for lifesaving, so I hoped I could catch a wave or just come up with the run. So as soon as I got up, I just ran till didn't look back. So I was really happy, actually.
And not just a win today, but a win in the overall series.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I didn't actually think it was going to turn out that way, but I'm stoked.
So confirming the elite men's results this afternoon, Dunlop-Barret taking up first in just under 13 minutes. Radford second today, but good enough to win the series 2010-2011. A truly remarkable field with Stefan Tolbert rounding out the top 7.
And confirming the women's results, somewhat of an upset, Charolette Webby winning in a time of 13 minutes 55 seconds. Cara Baker a further 20 seconds back, and great to see Penelope Marshall get herself on the podium. Brenda Russell rounds out our top 7.
Well, congratulations to everybody that made their way around that very difficult 1500 metre course. But we must congratulate our 2 champions. In the women's, Charolette Webby from Taranaki crowned the queen of the series, and very much the men's champion, Kane Radford, once again. But a new star emerged today. His name is Dylan Dunlop-Barret. We hope you've enjoyed all the coverage of the 2010-2011 series. Remember, put your togs on, keep those goggles on, get into the pool. We'd love to see you in next year's series.